Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Aegis Moto Adventures. Hey, we are leaving Fairbanks this morning. As soon as we get my mom and Rose in the cab on their way to the train station, we'll be jumping on the bikes and heading to Anchorage. So we'll see you on the road very soon.
Good morning. I didn't videotape at all yesterday because we had a day off. But this is our backyard. And we are ready to put the girls on the train and head off for Anchorage.
Oh, how I was wrong. So very, very wrong. The cab never showed up as arranged. This put us in a little bit of a panic because we needed to get Mom and Rose to the train station. This train trip through the Alaska mountains had been arranged for months, and now the girls were at risk of missing their ride to Anchorage. Luckily for us, our host, Donna, came through again. We threw their luggage into the back of her pickup truck, and off they went. Crisis averted, but it is a caution about how unreliable the taxi service is in Fairbanks. As for us, we're back on the bikes as we ride over 450 miles south to Anchorage. It's going to be a long day, but what great scenery we'll see. After 4 days in an SUV, it feels good to be back on the bikes. Southwest of Fairbanks, we head up into the hills and gain a modest amount of elevation. This higher vantage point gives us a fantastic view of the Alaska Range. Looking at the mountains, it's hard to imagine that they lie about 100 miles away, but they do. At Nenana, we cross the river and head due south. From here on out, the mountains will get bigger and bigger. What a view. Jack Coghill was the mayor of Nenana for over 22 years. He also served as a territorial representative prior to statehood and later a senator after statehood, and eventually becoming the lieutenant governor. The bridge over the Nenana River is named in his honor. The George Parks Highway is also known simply as the Parks Highway or Alaska Route 3. It runs for 325 miles across the Alaska interior, from Anchorage to Fairbanks. The highway was completed in 1971, and it basically parallels its predecessor, the Alaska Railway. The girls are on their way now, and they'll be seeing the same things we are, but from the top of a double-decker passenger car. Their more remote route should provide a unique view of the Alaskan interior and mountain range. I'm a little jealous because I think it's a unique way to travel. Unbeknownst to me at the time, the only way to get up close to Denali is to take a guided bus tour. This is why you are seeing all the buses. However, we come up with a plan B and we'll ride the park road as far as we can up into the mountains. The Denali National Park and Preserve entrance is well marked and it heads west from the highway. During the summer, you'll encounter masses of tourists, but don't let that dissuade you from visiting. Just keep in mind, to go all the way, you'll need to arrange a bus tour. In retrospect, this was a big mistake on my part. If memory serves me correctly, the park road up the mountain is about 18 miles long before terminating at the guard station. Only permitted buses can go past this point. However, the ride up is well worth it. As we reached the end of the line, we passed a bicyclist that had crashed. The road this time of year was congested, so you really should be cautious. Luckily, I don't think they were hurt very badly. We turned around in the rest area before heading back down. The 1 hour extra to visit the park wasn't originally built into the trip, but I calculated that we would still easily beat the girls taking the train to Anchorage. I'm glad we did. Looking back, I should have built in a day to take a guided tour. My miscalculation may help my viewers, though. Despite filming on the way in, you, the viewer, couldn't see the entire panorama of views that we could see. I hope filming on the way out will give you a better appreciation of how grand the scenery is. On the way out, we stopped at the train platform looking for the girls' train, but no luck. We were either ahead or behind the train. The Nenana River is a tributary of the Tanana River, which in itself is a tributary of the Yukon River. The Nenana River is 140 miles long and originates on the north slope of the Alaska Range. The ride through the range has been unbelievable, but we need fuel. We'll be stopping shortly to tank up and have a bite to eat. Our stop occurs in Cantwell, Alaska, a designated place along the Alaska Railroad. This high plateau area is a good rest spot. A roadside food trailer caught my eye and we stopped for lunch.
Here's where we ate lunch. Everything was delicious. Mike and I split a pulled pork sandwich with coleslaw and some cookies. I really don't know what Roy had.
Wow, what a nice break that was, and the sandwich was really good. But it's time for us to hit the road and move along. The Chulitna River flows all the way to Anchorage, and it empties into Cook Inlet. The highway roughly parallels the river most of the way. After leaving Cantwell, we ride across the valley and are surrounded by mountains in all directions. Off to our right and the west is Mount Denali. At Trapper Creek, Alaska, we stop for fuel and a break. This will be a quick stop for us, just enough time to fuel up and stretch our legs. We need to keep making time towards Anchorage because the girls will need to be picked up at the train station. We'll have to rent a car before that happens. Not long after our stop, we see this cow moose along the roadway. I'm not sure Roy or Sherry saw it, but I did, and I turned around to get some film. It was pretty cool. It was right by the highway. Made it easy to see and film. It is clear that as we near Willow, Alaska, we are moving into a more populated area. We're seeing more and more businesses, including along the way a float plane base. That was pretty cool. Meadow Lakes and Wasilla, Alaska are about 50 miles north of Anchorage. It won't be long now that we'll be turning south and doing our final leg of the day. How cool is this marsh buggy? It was pretty neat to see that. I haven't seen one of these in a long time. I don't know if this is like the old Argo or if it's a new brand, but it's pretty cool and useful for here in Alaska. And look at this great big camper. Unbelievable. As we approach Anchorage, the Chagouche Mountains come into view. This range is part of the Greater Pacific Coast Range. Mount Marcus Baker is the tallest peak at 13,094 feet. Without question, this is a stunning backdrop overlooking the city. Upon arrival, we head to the airport to rent a car. This will be the girls' mode of transportation for the next few days. We'll pick them up at the train station and see them safely to their hotel. Sherry and I then will head off to our own hotel across town. Boy, it's been a long day today. It may not look like it, but it's almost 11 o'clock at night. Twilight here lasts a little bit longer than it does in lower latitudes. So I am just absolutely whooped. There were a lot of things that happened today and then toward the evening here, but I'll explain that before this video clip comes out in the voiceovers when I produce the video. I'm just so exhausted, I'm ready to call it a day. We'll see you tomorrow. We did make it here to Anchorage, and tomorrow is basically a rest day. We're going to do some stuff here in town before we head to Seward the next day. So we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
Good morning. Well, I didn't film our ending last night. I was so tired. I dropped my bike when I was exiting the parking garage. It was a circular thing you drive down. And I mistakenly used my front brake and the bike just kind of dove and down I fell. But I'm all right, don't even hurt this morning. So today's a free day in Anchorage and we're gonna do stuff with the girls, and it sounds like Mike's gonna do something with Roy.
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Hey, we slept in this morning. Much deserved rest here. We've been on the road for a long time, and even our rest days weren't much of a rest day because we had stuff going on. But today we absolutely crashed, but we're going to have some fun this afternoon. I think the girls are going to go to some shops, and Roy and I are going to go out and do our own thing today before we head to Seward tomorrow. But how wonderful a trip this has been so far. So we'll see what we can get into today.
My name is Marlon. I'm from Brazil. We began this travel in Curitiba. My city calls Curitiba, in south of Brazil, and we rode 14 countries to get here. Okay, in segments. We not retired. We work a lot to earn money to to travel. This is a 6th segment. Now we're going to New York. After that, we intend to go to Europe. today I and Sandra, we're very sad because you was going to Katmai Park to see the bird cat salmon in the Brooks Fall, but by the fly is canceled because it's very hard wind. It's canceled. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, perfect. Wow, how wonderful it is. This couple here, they are so sweet. They're traveling the world. They're from Brazil, and they're up here in Anchorage, Alaska right now, and he's changing the tire here in the parking lot at the hotel, and they're going to be headed off to New York where they'll ship the bike to Europe. But what a wonderful couple, what a wonderful adventure they're on. We wish them all the best. How cool is that? We meet a couple from Brazil in Anchorage, Alaska, and they're on a world motorcycle tour. One of the most fun things we do is talk shop with other adventure motorcyclists. It really is a unique community. Many people dream of such adventures, but only a few actually do it. I feel lucky that our brief encounter was a part of our adventure and we of theirs. I sincerely hope they're safe and their trip continues. As you can see, Roy and I hit an industrial hardware store before cruising the different truck dealerships in town. We spent the rest of the afternoon looking at different trucks, while the girls do their thing at the gift shops.
Well, us girls decided to go shopping on our extra day in Anchorage. We found several gift shops for tourists in downtown Anchorage on 4th Street. As you can see, everyone could find things they liked in these shops. I could only buy things that would fit on the motorcycle. The store you've been looking at is Kiss a Moose, and here is the photographer of all this beautiful, beautiful pictures. My personal favorite was a photography shop called Kiss a Moose. What a talented photographer. His name is Kobe Brock, and he's certainly not afraid to get out and take pictures of bears and moose in the wild. I bought a magnet with a mother moose and her calf. I love this store. See kissamoose.com to see a big selection of his work. Got to pay to park here, and Mom and Roy and Rose are heading over to the restaurant, put our reservation in. We really enjoyed dining at the 49th Street Brewery. Mom ordered salmon and gave us all a bite. So delicious. We would highly recommend this restaurant if you visit Anchorage.
I can't tell you how nice it was to be able to have a kickback day where all we did was goof off and really not do anything serious. I didn't think about any of the planning or any of the trip information. We just relaxed and took a day off. Well, that's it for this video. Here's our end of day commentary.
Well, here we are at the end of the day. Had a great day today. This weather was beautiful. Well, at least to the end when it started raining. Highlight was shopping and also We went to, let me remember the name, the 49th State Brewery, where we had halibut tacos, street corn, and cheesecake, and of course beer. It was a lot of fun. Tomorrow we're heading for Seward.
Well, we had a fun day today. The girls went shopping, which is probably their favorite pastime. And Roy and I went looking for trucks, and we got a lot of good information because Roy is thinking about buying a new truck. And so am I, because we're getting ready to replace a vehicle that's probably about 13, 14 years old. So it was a fun day. And then we ended up at that 49th State bar and grill restaurant, however you want to describe it. And that was a lot of fun. The food was excellent, it really was. A little expensive, but we had a good time. And when we left, the rain has started, and I think that's going to be that way for the next few days here in Alaska. So I don't know if we'll escape Alaska here without having to ride through rain for the next 4 to 5 days. We'll see. We've got, let's see here, Seward, Homer, Anchorage, Tok, and then we'll be exiting back into Canada and working our way back. So yeah, we're looking forward to that a little bit because we're just about done here in Alaska. We just have 3 more full days basically, and then we'll be heading out. So yeah, well, we'll see you tomorrow when we get up at a reasonable time to get ready to go down to Seward. Should be a fun ride. They say it's absolutely beautiful, kind of windy up and down through the mountains as you work your way towards the coast. So we'll see you then in the morning. Take care.